Namaskar and welcome to another live. Okay. Now, a lot of people have been writing to us asking us, Bhai, what is the status of Congress? Is Congress election ready? Will Congress do well? Why, with all these people leaving Congress and all these raids and all happening, Congress going to do well? Now, all this while, we've been talking to a lot of analysts and all of that. We've been bringing a lot of people in front of you who were not related to Congress, who were not in Congress, but who used to comment on Congress. Today, I have got a very special guest. I have got the permanent member of CWC, which is the largest governing body of Congress. I have got the advisor of the current sitting Congress president, Mr. Gurdeep Sappal. Now, I think let's get and ask him the questions that you wanted me to ask him. So a lot of questions that I'm going to ask him now are the questions you people wanted me to ask him. So let's get right into the show. Gurdeep, welcome to my show and thank you so much for joining. Gurdeep, let's get right into the question. The thing is, whenever Congress comes, whenever Congress talks about what is wrong with Narendra Modi. Somewhere down the line, today I'm more interested in what Congress is going to offer the voters. That's the reason, that's the question first. What are you guys going to offer us?
See, there are, right now our campaign is in a phase where we are criticizing the Modi government. 2 days from now, which is the 5th of this month, we are unveiling our manifesto. And then manifesto will put across the roadmap that we think is for the country. And it is at various levels. One is at the level of a ideological narrative that Congress stands for constitutional values, it stands for liberalism, it stands for rights of the individuals, and this is what we are going to get back. This is what the country has lost. The second part of it is, what will various people get? We have already unveiled 5 Nyais, where we have made promises to various sections of people. Like we are saying that every poor family, the women of that poor family will get a lakh rupee a year. Because we believe in basic income now. And we think that the country is in a situation, is a position to deliver basic income to the poor. So they have the right to life and right to dignity. We are also saying that the unemployment is huge in this country. I don't know if we ever thought that IITians will go unemployed. Today's report says that 1/3 of the IIT students are not employed this year. 1/3 were not employed last year. BITS Pilani, institute like BITS Pilani is writing letters to alumni that please help us to place our students because they are not getting any placements. And this is the status of the premium institutes. I'm not talking of institutes which are in every district, every city of this country. People are not just getting employed. So we are giving an assurance, A, will work on employment. B, anybody who has a degree or has a diploma the first door for their job will be opened up by the government. A new apprenticeship policy is coming where a lakh rupee is guaranteed in the very first year for everyone below 25 years of age. So on and so forth. Like we are saying that there will be guarantee of MSP for the farmers. And not just the guarantee of MSP, but they will have the freedom to sell their crop anywhere from farm to the market. So there are several other things that we are now promising to people. We are saying that in 1947, it was a poor country. Largely, only the upper caste people were literate. They were only the ones who were well off. So, but the constitution gave equal right to everyone in this country. In last 75 years, a new set of people from various sections who were marginalized earlier are now educated, first generation, second generation, third generation. But they're not getting placement in the echelons of power. You see the top echelons in judiciary, in bureaucracy, in media, in corporate. It is still many sections of the society do not get placement. So we said, okay, let us now do a caste census so that we know which caste stands where. We can develop our programs accordingly and we can give equal opportunities to everyone in this country. So these are various promises that Congress is coming up with. And I think let's wait till 5th and you'll have many more promises that we are putting across to this country. And we are also saying one big thing. that we need a new roadmap for our MSME sector. We need a new roadmap for creating jobs. We need a roadmap for shopkeepers of this country. We need a roadmap to save people from tax terrorism. Everybody in this country who earns something is now targeted, is a victim of tax terrorism. The GST itself is so structured that half of the time people are just thinking of GST problems. I'm talking of businessmen. So all those things, structural things, ideological things, benefit to individual voters and the rights of people. This is what Congress is going to promise.
Gurdeep, let me ask you a question. Unfortunately, we have heard a lot about employment. We've heard a lot. Numbers were just floating, 2 crores, 10 crores, 15 crores, numbers were floating, whichever party it is. Okay. The point is, today it is slightly hard for a common man like us to believe that, we will get employment and the employment will increase. See, especially when Congress also says it. See, what really Congress did in Karnataka? Was there a surge in employment? No, there wasn't. Chalo, Karnataka is 2 year story. Let's talk about Rajasthan. Was there a surge in employment in Rajasthan? State government may not be able to do as much as a central government, but state government too can give a surge in employment. But why didn't that happen in Rajasthan? What would that?
I'll answer to this. In last few decades, the employment was largely related to 2-3 sectors. One was agriculture, one was manufacturing, and one was IT and service sector. These are 3 sectors. Manufacturing, we were 17% in 2014. Modi government came up with a scheme called Make in India, aspiring for 25% share of manufacturing in GDP. We all know that. But what is the status after 10 years? It is lagging at 13.5%. They could not even retain the 17% share. So when the manufacturing goes down from 17 to 13.5, jobs will be lost. If you come to agriculture, the growth of agriculture has been dismal in last few years. Agriculture is not absorbing people the way it used to do. In Congress time, let us not forget, people do say that no party can do anything. But let me remind people that we were a country we could not feed its own people. Till mid-60s, end of 60s, we could not feed our own people. We were almost 50 crore population then. There was not enough wheat, there was not enough milk, there was not enough pulses. And where are we now? Because of the policies of Congress government, we are the largest producer in the world in almost everything. Pulses, fruits, milk, wheat, sugar cane, you name any item, rice, we are in top 1 or 2 countries in the world. So this is what generated employment in 70s and 80s. This is what generated, this is what uplifted the economic condition of common man. And third was the service sector. Let us not forget that large prosperity in India after 80s was because we took basic steps to ensure computer education, IT and service sectors enabled environment in this country. You and I belong to a generation when computers came to India. I did my class 10th in 1986. That was 2 years after Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister. A year after 84, he became Prime Minister. Every nook and corner of this country, there was a computer institute. Computer science curriculum was in every engineering college. Computer science curriculum was in every university. And that enabled us to have a ground laid that India became a superpower in IT, and we may be in the sweatshops of IT, but still we are one of the superpowers of IT. And similar thing happened in service sector in 90s and during UPA regime. Now, first time, a new domain is opening up, which is called artificial intelligence. Do you see any talk around you? Are there any institutes? Is there any policy framework which is enabling the youth of India to take advantage of this new technology which is coming up? It's not there. We are missing the bus for the first time. And I would like to recount again, last 70 years, employment came every 10 years from a different sector. The first 10 years, after 15 years, I would say, after independence, we required engineers, we required doctors, we required teachers, we required people in administration, and a large network of colleges, engineers were established by Nehruji. And where are we in the world today? We are top in engineering, we are top in medical. During Indraji's time, the sectors were agriculture, sectors were space, nuclear, broadcasting. During Rajivji's time, it was IT. During Narasimha Raoji's and Manmohan Singh's times, it was service sector, it was biotechnology, it was management. In each of this sector, India is the world leader today. For the first time, we have missed the bus in artificial intelligence because of Modi government. And that is why there is no job. So it is not that Congress did not give jobs. We are a huge nation. In UPA era, the job situation was not that bad. There may be cases of underemployment or low-paid employment at that time, but it was not so bad that even IITians don't get placement. And let us not forget the growth in income that happened during UPA. If I talk of government sector, I give a data that in government sector in 2014, under secretary's salary was 16,600 rupees joining salary. When we went out in 2014, it was almost 78,000. From 16,000, it went up to 78,000. And in last 10 years, it has gone up by 40,000 only, 78 to 120. And if I talk of media, because we both belong to this industry, in 2004, the average salary of a cameraman or a technician was 4,000 to 5,000. When we went out in 2014, it was 40,000, 35,000. And after 10 years now, after 24, it is still 40,000. It has not grown. In last 10 years, the salaries have not grown. So it is wrong to say that every party did the same thing. No, people have forgotten that Congress time, every 10 years, a new sector was developed. It was a planned development. The government did away with planning commission, came up with Niti Aayog. Nobody knows what Niti Aayog has done in the last 10 years. And that is what the country is facing. The country is not facing unemployment is just suddenly because we have a huge population. It is the same Modi government which used to talk of the population advantage, demographic advantage. Now it is not there.
Gurdeep, then I want to ask you a question. You see, you spoke about agriculture, and I agree. A lot of it has been done during Mrs. Gandhi's time, and so on and so forth. I'm with you on that. Let's talk about agriculture before I get into IT. You see, one of the biggest agrarian states in India is West Bengal. Second would be Uttar Pradesh. Third would be Rajasthan. You see, isn't it time that Congress introspects that, you see, most of these states where they are agrarian states, but they have departed from Congress. None of these states today are Congress-ruled states. So what really happened? Why did agrarian state then depart from you?
Not just agrarian states. The middle class benefited most from Congress regime, even in UPA regime. It was the income of the middle class which went up. The middle class itself grew. But after you were comfortable in your life, there were other concerns because of propaganda that took voters away from Congress. People did not move away from Congress because there was no development in UPA time. People did not go away from Congress, there was no development in UP. People went away from Congress because of the false narratives created by a media which supported RSS. People went away from Congress not because of our economic performance, but they went away because there was a false accusation of 2G and coal scam. Today we know there was no scam. Today we certainly know that even the 2G, they said there was a notional loss. It was not even a real loss of 1,76,000 crore rupees. And after 10 years after 2G, you know what happened in 4G and 5G auctions? Even 4G did not go beyond 1 lakh, I think 20,000 or 25,000. So UPA and Congress party did not suffer because it did not provide robust growth. It suffered because there was a fake narrative created, which was aided by a new technology called social media. And social media, we all know, is designed to put people into silos, which news that you like. And most of the people were fed with rumors and false news. And they believed that Congress was actually corrupt. The fact today is that after ruling for almost 55 years in this country, Congress does not have these 5-star offices throughout country which BJP has in every district, because we never had that money. BJP has that money. But BJP is not called corrupt because the media has given up on its responsibility. Had it not been for the social media and people like you, and to an extent now judiciary, even BJP would not have been exposed. Today, Indian Express did a story that 23 out of 25 corrupt people whom BJP called corrupt, after they went to BJP, their cases are on back burner or they have been closed. That is corruption. But Congress was labeled as a corrupt party by a false narrative. Tell me one thing. I just talk of people who belong to my category because I'm a product of liberalized era. I did my graduation in 1991, the same year when liberalization kicked in. If I talk of my classmates, almost everybody grew in the period from 2003 to 2014. Own houses, cars, foreign tours, private universities, private schools, good education, private education I'm talking, or health services, or branded products. This all came between 4 and 14. 2003 it kickstart and 4 and 14. So we were not punished because of lack of development. This is, and same goes for agrarian states. Would you like to say that UP did not benefit? The eastern UP is richer than most of the places in the world because of good agriculture. But they never supported Congress because there was also a social factor in this. Congress, the way it was, the landed community did not support Congress because of land reforms, which Congress did a few decades back. The feudal communities who sided with BJP was because BJP gave a different vision for this country, which Congress did not agree with. So it is partly ideological, partly structural, and mostly because of the false narrative created by a media that supported RSS to throw away Congress party.
So, Gurdeep, you are actually saying that Congress is not winning because of the people. People are not voting. Therefore, Congress is not winning. It is because of media. You are actually telling me that there is no Congress fault here. It's all because of the voters and the people.
No, I did not say that. In fact, I have been saying in every interview that Congress stands by people of India, and in a democracy, it is people who will defeat this dictatorship regime. And people will vote for Congress in larger number this time, and we all know this. In fact, we are banking on we the people of India. So it is not. Congress did many mistakes. But issue is BJP better off in terms of the same mistakes? The mistakes, if you talk of corruption, our mistakes do not match BJP's at all. BJP is now known for humongous corruption. They legalized extortion through electoral bonds. Correct. They legalized this thing. So I'm not blaming people of India.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I wanted to just get to this point. In fact, sorry, I will just take half a second to interrupt you and ask you this question. See, you spoke about narrative being spread in India. There was a few channels who would spread the narrative. All that I accept. But the point is, you see, there is this electoral bond, which all of us are talking about. Why aren't Congress people on ground? Why don't I see dharnas outside? Why are you not on the road?
I think we have to understand whom we are fighting, Sujit. This is a question which is commonly posed to us. I want to answer this precisely now. A, we are fighting a dictatorial regime. The basic definition of dictatorial regime in politics is that anybody who does good planning, anybody who is capable of mounting a challenge, anybody who has the capacity to do agitation on the ground, is either demolished by a dictatorial regime or compromised or pressurized, साम दाम दंड भेद जिसको हम बोलते हैं. So any dictatorial regime, when it is faced with a democratic movement, the movement does not succeed because they're crushed. Dictatorial regime go out because there's suddenly a spurt in the last mile. Congress had been saving our energies to fight this last mile. Because anybody, it's not about just Congress. Anybody who's capable of posing a challenge, you know what happens to them now? They're put in jails, or they're purchased, or they are sidelined. This is the power of this regime. B, I'll say, everybody blames Congress. What is Congress doing? We have gone to people, Rahul Gandhi's yatras, our campaigns. We have been talking to people. We have been very aggressive on social media. We've been aggressive on TV debates. But where are the other parties? We represent a section of this electorate who vote for us. But there are so many other parties. Have they been on ground? Have they done agitations? Have they done yatras? Are they equally aggressive on even in personal this thing? Have they taken ideological positions against this government? No, because the nature of the politics is such in a dictatorial regime that it is very difficult. Congress still takes, and now we all know we have to fight an election. Our bank accounts were seized. We don't get funding from people that we require. The funders are afraid. Our good leaders are picked up either under duress or by lure. They go away to BJP. So many BJP today even count, they can't even count how many Congress people are there in BJP now. It is despite all this, we have been fighting a war against this government. On ground, in yatras, in agitations. I'll just, I should not be saying there are a lie. Arvind Kejriwal went to jail. We opposed it. But a party like Aam Aadmi Party, which is so strong in Delhi, could not put up an agitation like we did when Rahul Gandhi was summoned by ED. You all know the agitation that Congress put up was far more energetic, far bigger in numbers, far more widespread. So parties, because of the regime that we are into, people are afraid to join hands on ground. Today, if I give a call for a demonstration, people are afraid. And it is not just about Congress party. Remember when Agniveer came? When Agniveer came and the students went out on the streets, they were photographed. And biometrics were used to send them messages that they will be disqualified for future application or employment with the government. So everybody went to their homes. They are agitating in their minds, but they could not agitate on roads because they were afraid that their entire career will be killed by this government. You talk of farmers. We know farmers who have agitated, who have been on roads. The biometrics pictures have been used to identify them, and their foreign travels have been curbed. We know that they get notices on the basis of face identification. We are in a regime that uses modern technology to identify people, penalize them, be vindictive, and it is despite that Congress party has kept the notion of opposition alive. It is despite all this that Congress workers are still fighting, and it is despite all this today we are able to give hope to people that this government can be challenged. It is not an easy task. You talk of journalists. How many notices have you got? When I was a journalist, how many notices did I get? How many good journalists are getting notices? Not everyone can stand up to the pressure. And even if you stand up, Sujit, you know how many of your friends, even if they don't succumb to BJP's pressure, they prefer to go quiet. They just don't speak out of fear. This entire fear psychosis has been created in this country, and it is only Congress party whose lakhs and lakhs and lakhs people came out on the street when Yatra was on. Was not this not an agitation? And did Yatra make any compromise on ideological message that Congress party and Rahul Gandhi carried with it? Was there any compromise? Who were these lakhs and lakhs of people who were coming on roads? They were either Congress workers or Congress supporters. So it is wrong notion. Just because the media doesn't carry those pictures, just because the media doesn't amplify the protest that we do, doesn't mean that we have not been protesting. And I again say, despite all this, in a dictatorial regime, the last mile matters the most. Today, we are into that last mile. And I can assure you, and you are a journalist, if you talk to people, a month back or 2 months back, everybody was saying, oh, BJP ko koi rok nahi sakta. BJP is inevitable, it's coming. Ram Mandir ho gaya hai, Modi ji. Now everybody is saying, nahi, kuch to hawa badal rahi hai. Nahi, ati ho gayi hai. Enough is enough. People are saying this. Everybody that you meet, now they say that something is changing. That something is changing because the last mile has come. The pent-up anger is coming out. People are talking to each other. Even the judiciary, even the media. The stories that Indian Express did today, the front page, that 23 out of 25 corrupt people went to BJP and they have got reprieve. did Indian Express did in the last 5 years? It could not. All
Correct.
those, even TV channels are doing debates on issues which they never dared to do before this election was announced. So we have to think holistically. We have to view it holistically. And I can assure you, Congress is the only party whose leadership is not compromised.
Fair
Congress
enough.
is
This
the
is
only
where
party whose leadership is liberal,
this
believes
is
in
where I want to
secular
this is
republic
where I want to
values.
ask this is where I want to ask you a question. I'm sorry I'm interrupting, because see, are you dependent on your partners to fight this election? Can Congress do it alone? Because very ironic, isn't it? This is the same Kejriwal who wanted Mrs. Sonia Gandhi behind bars, and today Mrs. Sonia Gandhi was right next to Mrs. Sunita Kejriwal, backing her to get justice or whatever for her husband. The point that I'm trying to make is: do you need an app? Would you need your partners, and how much do you need it? And what happens if they don't come out? What happens if they wrap everything? And for instance, app, there's a lot of talk going on.
I'll tell you, in common military terminology, if you have to fight a very strong opponent, a war, then first thing that you do is to increase the size of your army. You take more and more allies. Right from Mahabharat or Ramayana. What did that happen? You collect allies and then you mount a challenge. Nobody wins a war by isolating themselves. Congress party is fighting a war against the Modi government, against the BJP government. We know the challenge which is before us. And that is why a year back, Congress president, when he went to the birthday public meeting of Tamil Nadu Governor Mr. Stalin, he said that our whole focus is to bring everybody together. And that is why, despite the fact, why just Aam Aadmi Party? We are not allying with Trinamool Congress in Bengal, but we were together on a stage in Delhi. We are not allying with left in Kerala, but we are together because in certain areas, BJP is absent. So we are fighting against each other, not to give the space of opposition to BJP. Suppose if today Kerala, CPM and Congress come together and have a seat sharing, who benefits? The opposition space will go to BJP. Today in West Bengal, if Trinamool Congress and left come together and contest on a seat sharing, who benefits? It is BJP. In Punjab also, if Congress and NAP come together, who benefits? The opposition space is left for Akali Dal and BJP in a larger measure. So that's a tactical approach. But we know our limitations also. We are fighting an election where media does not amplify our voices, where media does not carry our message. We need the door-to-door canvassing. We need to reach out to every voter house. And can Congress do it alone? We all together in various states, each party has its own network of its cadres. And all of them will carry this message door to door. Because media is not amplifying our message. Media is not carrying our messages. We are fighting an election where our first advertisement, the electoral bond advertisement, the black one, almost all big newspapers refuse to carry it. They refuse to carry our ad. Yeah, they sent in writing. We tweeted about it. We are fighting an election where we placed our ad on IPL for 3 days and people started watching it. And then IPL, the Star Sports comes up with a response that they cannot carry our ads and they will not carry any political ads now. So that channel is closed for us. Now we cannot show our advertisement on IPL. We are fighting this war. We are fighting this war when we prepared a advertisement saying that we will provide 30 lakh jobs, government jobs. Election Commission did not approve it. It asked us, पहले पूरा हिसाब तो 30 lakh job कहाँ से आएंगी? It never asked Modi when he promised 2 crore jobs. But for Congress, they want a total plan कि each job किस जगह से आएगी. And they disapproved our ad. They did not approve it. We are fighting a war where whatever we design, 50% of our ads will not be approved. But BJP can do all the advertisement showing caricatures of political parties because you cannot show the real leaders in a political ad, opponent leaders. So they are using actors and doing the same thing. That Swambar ad you have seen,
Yes.
and election commission is silent. For us, our ad was disapproved because we were naming Modi. But in Delhi, you see all big hoardings without any names. Who issued them is put up where all the opposition leaders are being called Bhashtachari and Modi only is the honest person. This ad is not allowed by election commission, but it is there. We have complained against it 2 days back. No action has been taken. It has not been taken down. If we gave a ad to newspapers where there was the name of the publisher was missing, newspaper refused to carry the ads. But all the hoardings are put up without the name of issuer. It is a crime. No action has been taken. So we are fighting an election which is on an unequal ground. So we need a collective force of workers throughout the country from all the parties who are opposed to BJP to carry our message door to door. That is how this election will be fought and won. It is like Azadi Ka Andolan, independence war. When the media was not on our side, when the capital was not on our side, it was people who went door to door with a message and created a force that defeated the Britishers. The same force needs to be unleashed in this election campaign also. And that is why we have tied up with every party, despite in some cases we suffered losses in terms of seat adjustment. We have accepted it for a larger cause because we know what is at stake is the Constitution of India. What is at stake is the personal liberty of citizens of India. What is at stake is the economic well-being of citizens of India and the assets of India, which are being transferred. All the assets are being transferred to few selected capitalists. So how do we fight? We can fight only collectively. Increase the size of your army, get everyone together and fight.
Gurdeep, I completely agree. And you articulated it very well. Let me tell you that. Now, I have a question. You see, I know Congress as Sevadar. I remember that gentleman with white shirt, white pant, white Gandhi topi, who would be the Sevadar, who would actually be responsible for 5 families in the country. Now, where is Congress as Sevadar? You spoke about going door to door. Fantastic. What you're saying is absolutely correct. But my question to you is, are you depending on a party, say for instance like AAP? I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying, tomorrow, what happens if AAP collapses? What happens if Sanjay Singh, one doesn't know why Sanjay Singh got a bail, and one doesn't know that why ED didn't oppose Sanjay Singh's bail. One doesn't know what is going to be next. One doesn't know where Raghav Chadda is. Most of their people are behind bars. Now, the point is, what happens if AAP collapses tomorrow? What happens if some other parties collapses tomorrow? What happens to your campaign then on the eve of the election? I completely agree to you. On your last mile of your election.
This is an election for democracy. Even if a party collapses, there are people who are going out to fight this war. Let me be very clear. There are people, common people, who are fighting within their families against the philosophy and ideology of RSS or policies of BJP. There are people who are fighting in their offices. There are people who are fighting in their WhatsApp groups. There's a huge mob created by the BJP government and RSS in form of WhatsApp groups. But still there are people in every single WhatsApp group you talk in this country, there's somebody who's fighting out for the right cause. And these people are not the workers of any political party. They're not political people, as you say. But they're fighting it out on a daily basis, even at the cost of alienating themselves in their families, in their offices. They're fighting it. These are the people who support democracy and the democratic values that we stand for. They do not belong to Congress. They do not belong to AAP. They do not belong to any political party in this country. That is the force that is fighting this election. We are on the forefront because we are the political parties. But this election is also being fought by people who think that whatever is happening in India today is not good. They may not be losing anything, but they're not happy with this idea that my liberty is being curtailed. They're not happy with this idea that as a citizen, I'm being dictated to live a particular lifestyle. This is the strength of democracy in India, and these are the people. So even if a party collapses, these people will remain. They will fight. They will fight with any other party which is there as an alternative. And they are fighting. So let us not underestimate our democratic roots. I think we are much stronger than people think. Modi government and Bharatiya Janata Party, they may have used money to strangulate all the voices. They may have used money to buy all the opposition. Yet in 10 years, they have not been able to strangulate the voices. People
Correct.
like you are
So
there.
how
They have not been able to scare you. Na? What are you getting out of it? Except your commitment. So there are people out there who are fighting not because of Congress, but because of the values that Congress party represents. And that is why they are supporting us now. There's a vertical divide in this country. People who believe in Congress values and people who believe in RSS values. The parties name may be different, but these are two sets of values in this country now, and that is what the fight is for today.
my coming towards my last questions, I wanted to ask you specifically about Kerala. Rahul Gandhi just filed his nomination in Wayanad. Why is the CPI all of a sudden uh, behaving obnoxious? I mean, literally, why are they so
I'll,
anti
I'll,
you?
I'll, I'll not use that word because left and Congress contest against each other. Last time also when Rahul Gandhi contested from Wayanad, it is not that the left did not contest against him.
No,
Even
they
then,
did.
it was a bitterly fought election. Sometimes, when you are on two opposite sides and you contest, then the contest is bitter. It is a fact of the life. And suppose today, if we don't contest against each other with full force, people will say, "ये तो आपस में मिले," and they will go to BJP. So I think we are not worried with what fight is unfolding in Wayanad or in Kerala, because the politics in Kerala is divided between left and Congress. Like I said, in rest of the country, it is between BJP and most of the country, parts of the country. It is between BJP and non-BJP forces now. BJP and Congress ideological forces. In Kerala, it's a different arrangement, and
Fair
that is
enough.
why we are not worried. We are fighting our elections the way we always fight there.
Gurdeep, I follow Kerala politics, so I'm asking you this question once again. See, you see, Kerala is slightly different. Uh, BJP is trying to firm their hold in Kerala. CPI is fighting Kerala because if they don't fight Kerala, they don't get 1.6%, 1.9% vote. They'll cease to be a national political party anymore. So I understand that they have their reason to fight their battle hard in Kerala. But the point is, why aren't they fighting seats like Shashi Tharoor seats? Why is T. Raja's wife fighting Rahul Gandhi? Why is it? Why are these particular seats so important? Why is it that they're trying to directly, gun after the big wigs of Congress, which I find a little strange, Gurdeep.
Did we never contest against Mr. Vijayan or Mr. Nambudripad or any bigwig of CPM in Kerala? Did Congress never contest?
EMS number
No,
three
no.
बात ठीक
I'm
है
saying
चलो
no, no.
वो बात की
I'm saying
पहले की
in
बात है
Kerala, either the CPM or the Congress has never given a bye to their opponents. You belong to Kerala, coming from there, but today it's being seen from a different prism because there's an India alliance where left is with Congress and we expect each other to be good to each other. That is the normal expectation throughout India. But in Kerala, we've always contested fiercely against each other. None of our big leaders in Kerala ever got a bye from the opposing party. Now one can say, why did Mr. Raja's wife, Ms. Annie, contest against Rahul Gandhi? That's okay. They got a seat. They are a political party. They're fighting. We are fighting on our strength. We are answering whatever issues they bring up. Our party answers to them. So we are not subsuming left party into Congress party. These are two parties with different uh, ideologies. These are two parties who have been there for ever since democracy started shaping up in this country. They are not new parties. BJP may be a new party. So
fair
we have
enough
never given bye to each other.
fair
And the
enough
same thing is there.
fair
I
enough
think there was never a discussion, and I've been part of the most of the India Alliance discussion. At no point was there any proposal that we request the left not to put up a strong candidate against Rahul Gandhi. No. We are not bothered who comes from left because we know left has a base and we know Rahul Gandhi will win hands down. So you do not talk about your opponent, you talk about your own planning. You talk about your own candidate, your own work.
Then
And that's what
why
we are
not
doing.
Amethi? Then why not Amethi? Why is Rahul Gandhi not standing in Amethi?
Well, I will not say yes or no at this juncture. I think
Oh,
let us wait
okay.
for a few more days.
Okay.
Let us wait
Okay.
for a few more
Okay.
days.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
going on in media.
that's very
So
interesting.
yeah,
So look, your
I'm
smile
not
says it,
saying
huh?
yes. No,
Gurdeep,
no,
your
I'm not
smile
saying
says it. Okay.
I'm not saying
Hmm.
yes or no today. That's what I'm saying. We are not committing to that question today
Correct.
because when the time comes, we'll cross the bridge. Yeah,
But there are chances are that Rahul Gandhi will
I'll
fight
not.
Amethi.
I'll not
Not
get into
bad.
trap.
Okay.
I'll not get
Okay.
into a trap. Yeah.
Okay. My last question to you, and this is for all of us, including media. Last question. The question is, you see, Congress built enforcement directorate, and today what enforcement directorate is, everybody knows. How is Congress going to ensure, if at all they come to power, Congress and your partners, when they come to power, how is Congress going to ensure, when you talk about restoring democracy, restoring everything back, how is Congress going to ensure that these bodies are brought back and put back into a system? How is that going to happen?
I'll start with your question. Congress also introduced democracy in this country. And we
Yes.
remember the famous last speech by Dr. Ambedkar in the Constituent Assembly. The democracy is as good as the people who handle democracy. When BJP came to power, they used the same democracy to step into a dictatorial regime. So you may make any law, any structure. It also depends on the people in power, how they deal with that structure. So PMLA, when it was envisaged, nobody thought that there will be a government which will do whatever it wants to do, and the courts will remain silent, the media will remain silent, people will remain silent, they'll be scared. Nobody expected that. Some laws are created with a presupposition that there'll be a rule of law. There'll be institutions doing their job. And that keeps a check on the misuse of any law. Having said that, I think our entire manifesto is coming out with a promise. I cannot reveal at this stage, though I am a member of the manifesto committee, but I cannot reveal today. We are unveiling it on 5th. But certainly we are going to make a promise. This cannot continue. That jail is a bail is an exception, jail is the rule. We cannot continue with this. We cannot continue with a act, a money laundering act, in which there's only 0.2% conviction. We cannot continue with an act where you can start an investigation on a predicate offense, but you cannot close that investigation. I don't know how many people know that in ED there's no provision of closing an investigation.
Yes.
Unless the predicate investigation comes to a conclusion, the ED case continues forever.
Correct.
People go to jail and there's no bail. Where there are unlimited powers vested in ED officers. That has to change. I think we are coming out with a list of acts in next few days, which we are going to amend when we come to power. We are making
So
it public.
there is a
We have
strategic plan.
Yeah, we are going to list out those acts in the next few days. There's some, I'll not name the number, but they're in double digit. And those acts, we are saying that we are going to change those acts, amend those acts, or repeal as the case may be from case to case. But we are certainly coming out with this promise that this cannot continue. This GST structure cannot continue. This PMLA structure cannot continue. This is what we are very clear about it. This unemployment situation cannot continue. This freedom of expression being suppressed cannot continue. You know, many people ask me, and I'll add this one question from my side,
Please.
that the BJP has now given you a template how media can be coerced and media can be used as a propaganda arm. So when you come to power, will you not do it? And why should you not do it? Because you're doing it for the right cause, they say. My answer to them is very clear. Congress today also can do it in the states where it is in power. But we are not being coercive in our states. We are allowing freedom of expression. And why we are doing it? Because when Congress was fighting the war of independence, to be precise, in Karachi Resolution in 1931, first time we committed that there will be freedom of expression in this country when we will be independent. स्वराज आएगा तो विचार की आजादी होगी. From 31 till 47 and from 47 to 50, if you see the archives, there are innumerable resolutions, there are innumerable articles by Congress people who have written about freedom of expression, gave a great value to freedom of expression and freedom of association, right to protest. These are the basic things that Congress was fighting for in independence. And at the same time, 1926, RSS was formed. 31, we came out with these concepts: freedom of expression, right to association, right to peaceful assembly, right to protest. These were all in the Karachi Resolution. But from 26 to 31, 31 to 47, 47 to 50, you will not find a single statement of a RSS leader or of a Hindu Mahasabha leader talking about these rights. They have been very clear. Since their inception, RSS has been very clear that there should be no freedom of expression. So when they do it, it is in consonance with their ideology. And when we do it, it is in consonance with our ideology. Even when we come back to power, we will not misuse that power to curb freedom of expression. We'll use it to give that freedom of expression because we believe in that concept that not just your property is your land, your money is your property, but your thoughts are also your property. I give you land, I give you right to property, but I don't give you right to your thoughts. I take away your peace. That is what people are suffering today. People cannot speak what they want. Even in their private assemblies, even in their drawing room discussions, people are afraid of expressing themselves, even in their families and friends and relatives. This was not the country that we aspired for. This is the British model. When they said that, oh, the rulers are different, the subjects are different. RSS believes in that model. And 10 years of Modi rule have shown what they can do to your peace of mind. I can challenge people till 2014, when we were the dominant force in this country. Did anybody ever thought कि मैं अपने घर में, if I say anything, I may be in danger. If I say in a wedding party, I may be in danger. This thought never occurred to everybody because Congress, when it came to power, and when it came to power, by the way, Sujit, and with this, the number of seats that Nehru ji won, it was a 480, 485 on various times, 490 seats of Lok Sabha, not 552. And he always got more than 360. Rajiv Gandhi got more than 400. Indira Gandhi got more than 325. Modi ji, BJP has not crossed 303 out of 545, not out of 490. So they have still not got that power that Congress party got in successive elections. But Congress party did not misuse that power to suppress freedom of expression. Congress party did not misuse that power to suppress private enterprise. Congress party did not use that power to suppress individual personal rights or liberty. And this is where the difference lies today. And that is why I am very hopeful that people also realize it.
Correct. Gurdeep, though Congress did do that in emergency, but ठीक है.
I'll answer to that. Emergency was an aberration. Congress party has regretted it officially. An aberration is not a norm. We are talking of a 100-year span. In 100-year span, less than 2 years, or maybe 2.5 years, was an aberration, which we regret. Congress party itself did its corrective. After the emergency was over, did Congress party did not revert to democratic traditions? Did we manipulate elections after that the way they are being done today? Did we disallow BJP to run its campaign? Did we terrorize people who used to fund BJP? Did we stop people from expressing their voice after the emergency was over? So it's wrong to count emergency in the same breath because there was an auto-corrective in Congress party. It was an auto-corrective. And that auto-corrective ensured that democracy flourished after that. The country flourished after that. RSS will not allow that auto-corrective because it does not believe in that set of values. This is what I want to say. Congress
To be fair to
Yeah.
Congress, I don't think Congress manipulated elections during emergency too. Even after emergency, there was no
Yes.
manipulation of election. So that is to be fair to Congress. I agree. Last question, and this is if I don't ask, they will kill me. My viewers will kill me. What is your prediction of Congress, and what is the prediction of India Alliance? What is the number that you predict?
I will not predict a number. I will tell you a simple thing because prediction of numbers nobody believes today, except the propaganda.
Sir,
No, no.
फिर भी.
I'll answer differently. Then your viewers can draw their own conclusion. Last time, BJP got almost 100% seats in Gujarat, 26 out of 26, Rajasthan 25 out of 25, Uttarakhand 5 out of 5, Haryana 9 out of 10, Himachal 4 out of 4, Bihar Alliance 39 out of 40, Maharashtra Alliance 45 out of 48, Madhya Pradesh 28 out of 29, Chhattisgarh 9 out of 11, so and so forth. Now, is there a single person in this country who's saying that in Rajasthan will be at 0? No. People are saying this time in Gujarat will not be 0. Nobody is saying that this time BJP Alliance will win 45 out of 48 in Maharashtra. People are saying at the most 20-22. Nobody is saying that BJP will win 26 out of 28 in Karnataka. Nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that BJP Alliance is going to win 39 out of 40 in Bihar. Or Haryana will not get seats. Or in Madhya Pradesh we will get only 1 seat. Or in Chhattisgarh we will not improve our tally. So if we are improving in each of these states, I am sure the seats from these states that will win, mathematically, there is no other way but to add to our tally. And I can tell you, things are not that good for BJP. They may be saying 400 par, but at least Modi ji, Amit Shah, they know the reality. That is why these desperate attempts to disrupt the level playing field are being witnessed. I can tell you, in Karnataka, in Telangana, in Bihar, in Maharashtra, in UP, in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh, in Haryana, in Uttarakhand, in Himachal, in all these states, the tally of Congress is improving. And even if we win 3 to 4 seats in each state, we go beyond 100. And if we go beyond 100, BJP comes to 240 to 50. That's a straight mathematical formula. Because except Telangana, every other seat we are winning is from BJP.
Correct.
So, I think there's a lot more in this election. Why I give this lengthy reply? Because if I say we'll get 120, 130, it's just a bravado. No, it's not a bravado. Every single survey is showing that Maharashtra is vertically split, Bihar is vertically split. In Karnataka, we are the gainers. In Tamil Nadu, in Telangana, we are the gainers. Tamil Nadu, there's a clean sweep. Kerala, there's a clean sweep by India Alliance. I'll not say the numbers. They cannot go up in Bengal. We are even improving our tally in Odisha. So things are not bad. But yes, when you fight a dictatorial regime, all your energies and the pent-up anger of voters will only be witnessed in the last days. That is what we have been saying for some time now. And you can see in last 15 days how the narrative has changed. You can see in last 15 days how the institutions have started acting. You can see in last 15 days how people have started expressing. You can see in last 15 days all that bravado. Today, no BJP worker is saying कि Ram Mandir की वजह से will go 400. In personal talks, everybody suddenly stopped. So something is changing, and that thing had changed long back. We were not witnessing it because the entire propaganda machinery was hiding it, and people were afraid to express. So I can assure you, if we don't give up, our challenge, we only have one challenge, none else. We can fight without money because there are enough supporters now. who want to support Congress party. Even if our freeze was not lifted, we were very confident we'll be able to contest this election. Our seat sharing is in most of the places, it's almost perfect. We'll have single candidate. Our only challenge is to motivate our worker and voters that a victory is possible. This is our challenge. And I think in next few days, we are going to address this challenge. That a victory is possible. This is a huge country. The Atma of this country is democratic. And let us not forget, RSS and Congress for last 100 years have coexisted. But during independence movement, both were prophesizing their own ideologies. But people opted for Congress ideology. RSS was strong then also. But people opted for Congress ideology, for a democratic vision, because people are democratic. Our secularism is not limited to our constitution. Last point I'll maintain, because you asked me, you have tempted me with the question. Many people say, oh, Congress is secular, but this is a Hindu Rashtra. No, we are secular because the roots of this country are secular. And one famous incident which everybody knows, because I am a Sikh, that Guru Tegh Bahadur was executed by Aurangzeb because he wanted to defend Hindu Pandits in Kashmir. This is a common story. But people do not know beyond this, that Guru Tegh Bahadur's father defeated Aurangzeb thrice. In one of the wars, he himself fought against Aurangzeb army. A person whose army defeated Aurangzeb thrice, he went to meet Aurangzeb with only 4 followers, without any arms. He could have taken army, he did not take. In Aurangzeb Darbar, and then when he went, he did not keep a precondition on Kashmiri Muslim, ki you first become Sikh, then I'll fight for you. No. Even today, Kashmiri Hindus are Hindus. They did not become Sikh. But when he went to the Aurangzeb's Darbar, for 3 days, there was a discourse. In the end, he was given 3 options. Either become Muslim, or show a miracle, or be prepared to die. And Guru Tegh Bahadur said, look, I will not perform a miracle, because Sikh philosophy says we should not intervene in the works of God. And I will not become Muslim, not because I don't like Islam, but I will not become Muslim because I am fighting for the right of common people of India who have a right to choose their religion. This is 350 years back. And he said, I'm prepared to die for this right of people to choose their religion. And he granted, he headed a different religion, Sikhism, but he granted that right to Kashmiri Pandits and laid his life for that. So secularism is in our blood. It is not a construct of constitution prepared by Congress party. And this country is of everyone, and people do believe in this. RSS may try using all propaganda machinery, but still they know entire propaganda machinery. All these dedicated RSS workers, all the pracharaks, they are not enough to control this country, so they are taking people from all the parties. They are taking people from Congress party. They are taking care of workers because they know their ideology, their propaganda power, their own force of pracharaks, their ideological people are not enough to change the core of this country. This is a fact which RSS realizes. I think we should also realize and fight with full force this election and defeat them.
Thank you so much, Gurdeep Sappal. Thank you so much for talking so well, and you articulated things so well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon sometimes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.